What is going on, guys? Welcome back to another Shep's Garage video. Today we are fixing the biggest mistake I have made on my Mark 8 GTI, and if you've been following the channel you will know that that is the suspension. Before I discuss any further, if you're new to the channel and this is the first time seeing my face on your screen, consider subscribing down below for more awesome Mark 8 GTI content or other car content on this channel. I'm trying to become a full-time YouTuber and I cannot do it without your guys' support. You guys have been smashing the channel with some support lately and I cannot thank you guys enough. Going back to the Mark 8 GTI suspension, I've been complaining about the suspension on my Mark 8 GTI for about a year now, and I basically explained and I made a video on the suspension basically saying if you're going to get suspension to daily drive, you should get coilovers. That is the mistake I made on my Mark 8 GTI. I went the cheap route. I went with H&R lowering springs, which are good springs, but not for daily driving, not for Massachusetts roads, which are like hell. So I decided to upgrade to a better set of coilovers to enhance the ride of my Mark 8 GTI while daily driving, but still having the good low look. Now, that is why I am standing in front of my mom's 911 and not in front of my Mark 8 GTI, because I was going too fast this afternoon and I completely forgot to make a video in front of the Mark 8 GTI to start this video to basically explain the suspension stuff that I am now. So I actually dropped the car off at a shop with the suspension. I got the suspension in this past week and I dropped it off today, literally a few hours ago as I'm recording this video, and it is going to be getting installed in the next couple of days or so. The car is also getting a couple more new goodies installed, so make sure you guys stay tuned for that. And I look forward to guys to show you guys the results, and I will give you guys my first impressions and thoughts of the KW V1 coilovers that I am installing on my Mark 8 GTI. I will see you guys in a few days when I pick up the car with the KW V1 coilovers installed, as well as with all the other goodies installed. And it's gonna go by forever for me, but it's gonna be this fast for you. And boom, just like that, one cold later in a few days, I finally have my Mark 8 GTI back with the new goodies installed. Let me run through you guys with the car, let me show you what was done to it, and then let me give you my first impressions of the KW V1 coilovers. Feels so good to finally have this car back. I've definitely missed it over the past few days, but it is finally back, and I've had some seat time with these coilovers, so let me run you guys through everything that was done, including the coilovers. So, first thing is I got new tires, yay! Now, tires are a pretty boring subject in my opinion, so I'm gonna go through this really quickly, but I was on these Pirelli P0 all-season tires. They were fine, however, every single time I needed to replace one, which was like one other time I had to replace the two front tires, it was like $250 a tire. So I decided to find some alternatives that were much cheaper but also better, and I've always thought that Michelin made the best tires. I just see a lot of other people run Michelin, so I'm just gonna go and get a set of Michelins. The rear tires need to be changed as well as the front tires, so I thought this was a perfect time to do it. So I got a set of Michelin Pilot Sport all-season 4 tires. If you guys like specs, they are 225/40 ZR18, so they fit the wheels perfectly fine. And you know, so far these tires are a lot better. I feel like they have a lot more tread and they have a big, thicker sidewall. So I feel like with the type of roads we have around here, they feel a lot better than the Pirelli P0 all-season tires that were on before. Okay, so new tires. Also needed new brakes, so I got brand new brake rotors and pads on both sides, so that was also done. Obviously, 25,000 mile oil change, because that was what was mainly in for, as well as the left tie rod boot. Not too sure what that is. It's probably something in here actually ripped, so they told me about that, and I got a new tie rod boot, so that was an unexpected purchase, I should say. And of course, what you all really clicked on this video for, the KW V1 coilovers. Now, first impressions of these coilovers, the way it sits is perfect. It was just like my H&R lowering springs. The fitment is really, really perfect. I think they did such a good job dialing in the rear and dialing in the front. I think it's around 1.5 inches lower from stock, so around the same lowering height as my H&R lowering springs, but with the shop DAP Mark 8 flush kit, the rear of the car and the front of the car fitment is so perfect. Hard to tell with the wheels turned, but perfect fitment right here, and it's all flush too, so it looks really, really good. Now, let me give you guys some of my first impressions, because I've been driving around with this suspension set up for about 48 hours, and I was on H&R lowering springs in the past on the stock strut. So how does this compare? Is this better or worse? Does this fix my problem? And short answer is yes, absolutely 100% worth the money. Let's first talk about money. So this suspension setup, if you wanted to do it, it was the KWV1 coilovers off of bmptuning.com. It costed me around $1,600 just for the coilovers. However, I also did the 034 Motorsport street bearing kit, whatever. One of the people that worked at BMP Tuning told me that I should do that because it would ride a lot better in the front, so I did that. So all in all, out the door, it was like $1,800 for the suspension setup and all the parts. Installation was a lot of money. It was 5 hours to install these with the shop that I work with. So in total, it was like almost $3 grand for the suspension setup. Yeah, my bank account and my wallet are basically on fire right now. Now, for the price of everything, these KW coilovers are absolutely amazing. It provides the low ride height that I'm looking for, but it is so much more smooth and not as hard. You know, with the H&R lowering springs, you really felt every single bump and angle in the road, and it was terrible, and I was sick of it. These KW coilovers, sure, while it's not as good as stock ride height, because stock ride height is high, so it's obviously going to absorb a lot more, these coilovers feel a lot more stable than the H&R lowering springs on the stock struts, but more importantly, it provides a really smooth ride height and perfect for street use. Of course, I've only had these on for 48 hours, so I'm not going to really dive deep into everything about these because I sort of want to live with them for a little longer before I will give you guys an update video on how these have been faring. But so far, these KW coilovers are amazing. No regrets whatsoever on this purchase. I absolutely love them. So if you're interested in getting a set of KW coilovers and you haven't really found a video on YouTube of someone who has them on their car, now you have, and now I can confirm this suspension setup, or this suspension setup, is absolutely perfect, well worth the money. Now, no hate on H&R. I think that H&R lowering springs for any make and model are a great value for money, because for me were like $200. It lowered my car to the ground and it made it look so much better than stock. So I am not saying H&R lowering springs are bad. It's just in the long run, it's not so great if you live in the Northeast, for example, when your roads basically look like this. That's why I made the change, because the ride was super uncomfortable. But let me know what you guys think of lowering springs versus coilovers in the comment section down below, and which one you chose for your car. Anyways, that is all for the Marque GTI today. I finally got it back with the new KW coilovers, as well as the new tires and all the other stuff done to this car. And yeah, let me know what other things you guys want to see on this car, and any other videos you guys want to see in general. Be sure to comment, like, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.